There are a lot of misconceptions. People assuming that female rugby players are all massive and terrifying, built like tanks, which obviously, I'm not. People saying that the women's game is slow and boring, but it's really not, because when you watch a women's game, a lot of the time you don't even notice that they're women playing rather than men. I started playing rugby when I was 14, so about 6 years now. Well, my grandparents are from New Zealand, and obviously that's like a massive rugby nation. So I sort of grew up watching the All Blacks play with my dad, and then I got to the stage in secondary school where we weren't getting that much sport at school, and so I was like, yeah, why not give rugby a try? Might as well. It's a great feeling playing, because during a game you're so caught up in the moment, you can kind of forget stuff that you've been worrying about and any frustrations that have built up during the week. And then when the whole team comes together at the end of a match, especially after a win, and everyone's all buzzing and excited, and you just feel like really part of the team, and it's great. Mostly it's been good being a female rugby player, because it's something a bit different. People are usually really interested, and it's quite a good conversation starter. But then obviously there are some people who get a couple of strange looks and oh, women shouldn't play rugby, that's a man's game, leave it to the men, And that's usually the middle-aged men who haven't touched a rugby ball in about 20 years. It's a bit frustrating sometimes, because obviously there aren't as many players for the women's game, and so we've had 3 teams pull out of our league this season because they haven't got the players to play. So it's sometimes a bit of a struggle finding games.
In the number 2 shirts, we've got someone who, again, incredible runner with the ball, incredible tackler. This person gets around the pitch and she makes mischief of herself. She gets in the way, she gets the ball. I can't wait to see you do this and watch from the sidelines.
I think it's definitely underrepresented compared to the men's game, at least, because obviously you can't go fully professional as a woman, apart from I think in Canada, but now that they've taken away the 15-a-side players' contracts, they've got to go back to their old jobs, and it sucks a bit. And the TV coverage, there's always so much hype around the men's game, and then around the women's game they just don't show a lot of the matches, which is a shame. I think because traditionally rugby's always been a men's sport, because it's quite rough and you get all muddy and stuff like that. So I don't know, things are going in the right direction now, I think, because women in sport has become quite a big topic, trying to improve it. And so hopefully people are getting out of the mindset that it's a men's game. Yeah, I think sometimes it's better than the men's, because it's a lot less about brute strength, more about the skill and the tactics.
1, 2, 3.